Hi S3, it's Mrs. Hamilton again, and this is your next term, and we're looking at poetry again. But we're going to do some activities just to get us into thinking about poetry again and get us discussing poetry and remembering all the different techniques. First thing I want you to do though with your teacher is get your team code for your new class team. Once you've done that, I want you to open OneNote, and then your teacher might have to distribute some pages to you through OneNote. But if it doesn't work straight away, remember the pages are in the content library and you'll still be able to see them. So pause the video and do that now. Our starter task today is the Johnny Grammar's Word Challenge. So this time I want you to go to the activity called Express Yourself. I want you to choose the level of difficulty, but they're not that difficult, so I would at least go for medium. Let's see who can get through the task the fastest and with the most accurate. Welcome then to our Berth Park High School Poetry Challenge. This is just a bit of fun for today, and it's just a way of reminding you of all the different techniques involved in poetry. And remember, if you don't remember them all, that's okay, because we'll talk through them as the weeks go on. For this challenge, you can work in pairs, but remember to sit side by side facing forward. Okay, and we're going to start with a challenge called Technique Bingo. It might be worth pausing the video just to discuss with your teacher what bingo is. Here are the rules here though. So certainly in the pair, you'll each have a different bingo sheet. There are 6 different sheets out there, so I want you to have as many different ones as you can, okay? The teacher will then pick a number at random. They've got a separate PowerPoint for this. Then they'll click the button for that number and an example will turn up. What you need to do then is decide on the technique that example shows. Write the example underneath the technique if it's on your bingo sheet. Remember, it might not be there because that's the whole point of bingo. And then the first one to get all the techniques shouts house. The other way you could play this game is you could play it in your pairs, so each pair gets the same bingo sheet, and that way you can discuss the techniques together. So have a go just now. If you're at home and you just wanted to have a list of techniques with an ability for you to write a list of examples with you writing the technique beside each one, then you could pause this video now and just have a go at working out what technique these represent. And sometimes these examples represent more than one technique, but that's okay. Moving on then, we're now going to do Shakespearean pop sonnets. It might be worth pausing the video and looking up what a Shakespearean sonnet is and having a class discussion about that. A pop sonnet then is a very famous pop song written in the style of a Shakespearean sonnet. And what you need to do today is guess what the song is. We'll do the first one quickly though, and then the next 2 I want you to do on your own. And again, these pop sonnets should be in the content section of your OneNote. Okay, so pause the video just now where your teacher reads this pop sonnet out to you. Have a discussion over what it could be. So this is a very famous song, I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts, and hopefully you'll know where that song is from. Pop Sonnet 2 then. Again, if you can pause the video, read out the sonnet and decide what the sonnet represents and who wrote it. It is of course Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Here's Pop Sonnet 3. It is of course Umbrella by Rihanna featuring Jay-Z. Our final task then is a mini poetry slam. A poetry slam, you may have seen them before. It might be worth again pausing this video and looking up poetry slams. If you kind of think of something along the lines of a rap battle though, you'll get to decide as a class whether you want to do the poetry slam or whether you just want to basically just write a couple of poems and see what you can come up with. It's up to you. If you do it though, it needs to be outside. You can do this in your pairs. Remember, we're not doing any group work just now in English, but one person would read the poem out. Has to be an original poem. There usually is a time limit and there's always an agreed theme. So the first thing you can do as a class is agree what your poems are going to be about. And it's about celebrating everyone. Remember, you don't have to read your poem out loud. If someone else doesn't mind doing it for you, that's absolutely fine. And our final task of today then is a recap of Rui. Okay, so pause the video just now and just make sure you all remember what we mean by using your own words. The last task I want you to do then is to do this Rui question in your blue Rui jotters. Using your own words, explain why trees are important. So your teacher will pause the video, read this small paragraph out, remind you about how many points you need to make, and then you can discuss as a class what your answers are. And that's us for today. Well done. Bye.